Welcome. Today we're here with the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. We got 6 delicious brewski questions going on today with E.L. Allen at 1400 EJ. How you doing today, E.L.?
Doing great, sir.
Doing great. So we're going to go on. First question. What do you think about the rise and the fall of Raj Patel? How's his team doing this year?
Honestly, John, he started out well. I really thought this was going to be the year that he was going to turn it all around and actually rise from the basement of our fantasy football league. Unfortunately, John, it's looking more and more like his irrelevance is going to continue. The loss of Julio Jones really might spell the end for Raj's quick rise to fame. So I'm going to say no. Raj stays at the bottom, does not change. He's still a bottom feeder in our league, John.
Tantalizing. But you know what they say? It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Good point.
So let's go with the second question. Is the commish back? What do you think about Michael Manganiello? Mikey Bag of Donuts. Mikey Bag of Shit.
Mikey Bag of Shit, as I affectionately like to call him. Really, last year, everyone was saying, is this a fluke? He's a former champion. He should have something in the tank. But honestly, the way he drafted this year, once again, questionable. Last year, Bilal Powell was supposed to be the answer. He's not the answer to any question that anyone has ever asked, John. This year, Mike drafts D'Angelo Williams and Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews, John? I think he offered you to him in a trade. That's just crazy. And Mike Vick, he's counting on Mike Vick. Mike Vick was the reason he won the championship last year. It will be the reason he does not make the playoffs this year. And then he had to start Eli Manning this week. Less than 10 points, that's not going to do it. Unfortunately, I say no. Mike is not going to make it back to the playoffs. It was not a fluke last year. Mike, you might be done.
Another great analysis from Ed Allen. But you know what they say? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So, right now, we're going to analyze the trades that have happened so far. That's the third question. What is the best trade in your opinion, and what is the worst trade in your opinion so far?
John, you're being tricky, because that's a two-part question in a six-pack of questions. But I'm still going to answer it. The worst trade by far was by Steve. Unfortunately, we all witnessed a trade rape. It wasn't pretty. Steve took it hard. He gave up Doug Martin, Kimbrell Tompkins, and Martellus Bennett, who might be the only saving grace of that trade. Keith stole from him Bernard Pierce, Bebe, and Dez Bryant, who might end up being 2 top 10 receivers in the league this year. I gotta say, worst trade was Steve. On the other hand, best trade, and I like to be humble here, but I feel I pulled off the best trade.
Why not?
I acquired Phillip Rivers and Jacquizz Rodgers. Phillip Rivers, easily top 10 fantasy quarterback this year. 4, I gave Brian, Lamar Miller, and Dwayne Bowe. Now, I love Lamar Miller. He's from the U. Unfortunately, for Brian, he accepted the trade on Saturday, and on Sunday, Lamar Miller and Dwayne Bowe went out and put up a whopping 5 points together. That's not good. I really feel I got a steal in that deal, John.
But you know what they say? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So, let's continue. Question number 4. Favorite team to go all the way. As we look at the whole dynamic of our fantasy football league, there's a lot of teams that are 2-3, 3-2. What in your mentality, in your mind, do you think is a team that's going to really make it all the way to the championship this year?
You know what, John? I thought about this question a long time. I really like Keith's team. I mean, he did rape Steve. He got some good players. His receiving core deep, solid. Also, the pickup of Julius Thomas on the free agency wire, genius. The guy saw it coming. He's a Denver fan. He knew they were going to be there. But unfortunately, he picked up Chad Henne this week. And as a Dolphin fan, I know what that means. What does that mean, John?
It means really sad. A lot of sadness. I don't know if you're going to ever be able to start him. But, yeah, continue with your analysis. Is Keith the best team, would you say?
You know what? Just because of the Chad Henne pickup, I'm going to have to go someplace else. And where I'm going to go is Fernando, the King of Queens. He's been dominating, scoring quite a few points every week. Second most in the league behind Keith. But I really feel like he's coming on strong. He's going to be the team to challenge. He's going to be the team to meet. We have woken a sleeping Ursu. That means a sleeping bear for those of you that don't speak Portuguese. I stuttered. I'm sorry. Keep going, John.
It's not how you start. It's how you finish.
It's how you finish.
Questions and the analysis. Most disappointing team so far in the league. What do you think is the most disappointing team so far?
I hate to do this to the guy, John. Everybody knows he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's the only one among us. We're all 2-3 or 3-2. But there's one guy who's 1-4. That would be Jeremy. Unfortunately, Jeremy, you're a nice guy. I really like you, but if I have to say, right now, the most disappointing team in the league is Jeremy Fournette at 1-4. The guy, I don't know, record dominating regular season this last couple of years, just awesome. But the fact is, Russell Wilson will win you NFL games. He will not win you fantasy games. So I'm going to have to say, up to this date, week 5, Jeremy Fournette, most disappointing team. Oh, gosh. This is hitting me hard, John.
This is the silver bullet.
Silver
and
bullet.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Got it.
With the next and final question, we were talking about this before a few minutes ago. I just met this guy. You know, I really don't know him that well. And he was telling me some crazy things. But I asked him a question. What's the best team in the NFL in general? And I said, the question is, why are the Dolphins the greatest team in the history of forever?
Miami has the Dolphins, John, the greatest football team. They run the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. Undefeated in 72. Straight back to the Super Bowl in 73. That's a dynasty, John.
They're in the air.
That is
they're
a
on the
dynasty.
Ground. They're always in control.
They've got Lamar Miller.
And when you say Miami, you're
talking
thinking Super Bowl.
They've got Lamar Miller. He's from the U, and he is a running back.
They run.
That's all I'm saying.
They're fast.
Mike Wallace, he catches stuff. Ryan Tannehill, hot wife. They're from Miami. Weather's good. Uniform's perfect. All I got to say, Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We're going to win some games. We might win the AFC East.
Possible. Most likely.
Greatest team in the history of forever. And that's all I got to say. Thank you for joining us for the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. We've just given you a 6-pack of information. Take it as you will. We're signing out. This is Ed. That's John. Da-da-da! Da-da-da!